You know, I'm going to do something. I'm going to go on the record today. And I'm going to tell you that I think it is time for us to have a smaller government. Now, when I say that, before you all get too excited or too angry, depending on your political persuasion, okay? When I say that I think it's time for us to have a smaller government, I'm not talking about tax policy and how we're going to pay for this or that governmental program. I'm not talking about the social programs and which ones we should keep and which ones we should cut. I'm not talking about whether we should be for or against the Affordable Health Care Act. I'm not talking about the size of government in Washington at all, actually. I'm talking about the size of government in our imaginations. Because here's what I would contend. Government and its attendant greatness or ghoulishness occupies far too large a place and spot in our hearts and in our minds. Even if government gets smaller in Washington, it always seems to get bigger in us. We're more scared of it. We're more upset with it. We're more beholden to it. We're always more when it comes to the government. Because here's what's happened. Whether Republican or Democrat, a lot of people have bought into a myth. And the myth is that if the wrong guy makes it into office, which is always the guy they happen not to be voting for, that's the end of the line. That's the demise of our nation. That's the disintegration of everything that is good and moral and noble and righteous in our world. And everybody gets real revved up and real riled up. And they want to save what is most important to them by getting their guy into office. But when that happens, here's what ultimately happens. We move from voting for a president to seeking a Messiah. Because our politicians can never do what they promise. They can never deliver on their campaigns. And guys, every 4 years we have an election where we talk about what president we're going to have, but we don't need to elect a Messiah. That job has already been filled, believe it or not. I love what a New York Times columnist named Ross Douthat writes about this. He says, the party in power claims to be restoring American greatness. The party out of power insists that the current administration is actually deeply un-American, heretics in the holy temple of the USA, you might say, and promises to take our country back. And the country keeps cycling through savior figures, hoping each time that this one will be the one that we've been waiting for. Guys, I got good news. The one we've been waiting for has already come. And, by the way, he will also come again. The one we've been waiting for, his name is not Barack Obama. The one we've been waiting for, his name is not Mitt Romney. The one we've been waiting for, his name is Jesus Christ. And that name is so much sweeter than any politician's name, don't you think? And so, folks, here's what I want you to do, okay? If you haven't already voted, go vote. Be a good citizen. Honor the governing officials. But also remember this, even if Caesar holds the coins, Jesus holds your heart. And that's what matters most.